Hello everyone and welcome back to my second channel. Welcome back to Jack in the Books. So here's the thing, right? So I have a problem. Literally, I had just finished filming a big book unhaul. So talking about all the books that I'm getting rid of. I turn the camera off, I walk downstairs, the doorbell rings, and these arrive. Yeah, all the books that I've been desperate to read and that I'm going to read for upcoming content happened to arrive just as I finished getting rid of a bunch of books. So I guess that was counterproductive, but very exciting nonetheless. So today I thought I would go through all of these and tell you what books I am going to be reading very, very soon. So let's dive in, I guess. First and foremost, we have Slow Days, Fast Company by Eve Babbitt. I love Eve Babbitt. I read Black Swans recently and I just thought she was so brilliant and sharp and audacious. Some of the things she writes are just so outrageous. I love it. The blurb says, "No one burned hotter than Eve Babbitt. Possessing skin that radiated its own kind of moral laws, spectacular teeth, and a figure that was the stuff of legend, she seduced seemingly everyone who was anyone in Los Angeles for a long stretch of the 1960s and 70s. One man proved elusive, however, and so Babbitt did what she did best. She wrote him a book. Slow Days, Fast Company is a full-fledged and full-body evocation of a bygone Southern California. In 10 sun-baked Santa Ana windswept sketches, in the end, it doesn't matter if Babbitt ever gets the guy, she seduces us." What a description. So obviously, I need to read that immediately. Now, the next book is this one, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which I've heard so much about and I absolutely cannot wait to read. But first, before I tell you about this book, I'm so excited to let you know that today's video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace. Now, from websites and online stores to marketing and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one place for building your online brand. You can build an online presence, run your business, and Squarespace has these amazing templates that help you do that in a very easy and straightforward way. I love how easy it is to customize something and make it feel like it completely reflects your personality and your vibe. That is the reason that people come to you in the first place, right? And so I've been creating my own website to catalog all of the books that I have been reviewing here on my channel, because I get so many comments being like, wait, have you read Animal Farm? What did you think of it? Let me know. And I'm hoping that this website will basically have everything all in one place so you can just click onto the video where I've reviewed it. Some cool features that are available on Squarespace include the ability to make your own blog and also the ability to make a members only area so you can really create a sense of community. Meanwhile, the analytics tools will tell you what content to make more of so that you're spending your time wisely. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, take this as your opportunity to create your website and start building your online presence right now. You can head to squarespace.com to get a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, you can actually save 10% off your first website or domain using the code and the link that are on screen right now. I'm excited to continue building my website with Squarespace, so let me know what you managed to create as well. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. This is not a romance, but it is about love. Two kids meet in a hospital gaming room in 1987. One is visiting her sister, the other is recovering from a car crash. The days and months are long there. Their love of video games becomes a shared world of joy, escape, and fierce competition. But all too soon, that time is over, fades from view. When the pair spot each other 8 years later in a crowded train station, they are catapulted back to that moment. The spark is immediate, and together they get to work on what they love, making games to delight, challenge, and immerse players, finding an intimacy in digital worlds that eludes them in their real lives. Their collaborations make them superstars. This is the story of the perfect world Sadie and Sam build, the imperfect world they live in, and of everything that comes after success: money, fame, duplicity, tragedy. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow takes us on a dazzling imaginative quest as it examines the nature of identity, creativity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. Does that not sound incredible? And I think a lot of people have been saying this made them cry. So sign me up. I am nothing if not a sad boy. Give me all the sad books. That's all I'm looking for. I want to cry. So that is man's search for a great book. This is man's search for meaning. That probably could have been a better transition there. I bought this book because Harry Styles recommended it. Okay, I'll hold my hands up and say it. Basically, I did a video where I read Harry Styles' favourite books and he recently recommended more. So I'm thinking of doing a part 2, and this is one of the books that he recommended in Rolling Stones magazine. One of the outstanding classics to emerge from the Holocaust, Man's Search for Meaning is Viktor Frankl's story of his struggle for survival in Auschwitz and other Nazi concentration camps. Today, this remarkable tribute to hope offers us an avenue to finding greater meaning and purpose in our own lives. And it's described by Simon Sinek as every human being should read this book. And hey look, I'm a human being. so is Harry Styles, and Harry Styles recommended it. And so yeah, I feel like this is kind of essential reading, and so I'm very grateful to these silly little videos for kind of encouraging me to actually get around to reading them. Next, this is also a book that Harry Styles recommended, The Architecture of Happiness by Alain de Botton. Okay, there goes the lighting then. Maybe it's telling that it suddenly got very dark as I started speaking about this book, because I didn't like Alain de Botton's last book that Harry Styles recommended, which is The Course of Love, but I will give this one a go. This is described as, in The Architecture of Happiness, best-selling author Alain de Botton explores one of our most intense but often hidden affairs with our houses and their furnishings. He asks, what makes a house truly beautiful? Why are many new houses so ugly? Why do we argue so bitterly about sofas and pictures? And can differences of taste ever be satisfactorily resolved? So close. I was so close. To answer these questions and many more, de Botton looks at buildings across the world, from medieval wooden huts to modern skyscrapers. He examines sofas and cathedrals, tea sets and office complexes, and teasing out a host of often surprising philosophical insights. The Architecture of Happiness will take you on a beguiling tour through the history and psychology of architecture and interior design, and will change the way you look at your home. So there you go. Not something I would normally have picked up myself, but I'm excited. The next book is this one. I've wanted to get my hands on this for ages, and that is Swimming in the Dark. Poland, 1980. Shy, anxious Ludwig has been sent along with the rest of his university class to an agricultural camp where he meets Janice. And together they spend a dreamlike summer falling in love. But with summer over, the two are sent back to Warsaw, confronted by the scrutiny, intolerance, and corruption of life under the party. Ludwig and Janice must decide how they will survive, and in their different choices, find themselves torn apart. I want to read this because I feel like it might have a sad ending. I love a sad ending. It's all I want from a book. Please break my heart, shatter me, destroy me. That's all I want. It's described as the highest talent at work and beautiful, a masterpiece. So that sounds up my street. I love that it's set in a summer that you never want to end, and I think that I'm gonna fall in love with it. That's my prediction. Out of all of these, I think I'm gonna really like that one. Speaking of which, the next book is this one. This is Acts of Desperation, described as crushing, intensely vital. Wow. She's 23 and in love with love. He's the most beautiful man she's ever seen. The affair is quickly consuming, unpredictable. Behind his perfect looks is a cruel streak. Meanwhile, she's starting to give in to secret, shameful impulses of her own. We're all looking to get what we want, but do we know what we need? I don't know. I hope this book tells me. I've seen this absolutely everywhere, and I think that I'm gonna really like it. Next, we have Insatiable, which may be kind of like similar vibes. I feel like these books are often paired together in kind of like unhinged, chaotic women recommendations, and I'm all here for it. So this is Insatiable, which is a great word, by the way. I really love that title. A love story for greedy girls. Well, look, maybe that doesn't apply to me, but I'm gonna enjoy it just as much anyway. I will embody the mindset of a greedy girl whilst reading this. Stuck in a dead-end job, broken-hearted, broke, and estranged from her best friend, Violet's life is nothing like she thought it would be. She wants more. Better friends, better sex, a better job, and she wants it now. So when Lottie, who looks like the woman Violet wants to be when she grows up, offers Violet the chance to join her exciting startup, she bites. Clever. That's a good use of the word bite, because Insatiable, I like it. Only it soon becomes clear that Lottie and her husband Simon are not only inviting Violet into their company, they are also inviting her into their lives. Oh hell. Oh hell. Seduced by their townhouse, their expensive candles, and their Friday night sex parties, that escalated quickly, Violet cannot tear herself away from Lottie, Simon, or their friends. But is this really the more Violet yearns for? Will it grant her whatever it is she is so desperately seeking? Okay, I think this is going to be kind of similar to like Luster, which is another book I really, really enjoyed. So, next we have Conversations on Love. This is curated, I think, by Natasha Lunn, but features a variety of authors, such as Dolly Alderton, Candice Carty-Williams, Lisa Taddeo. Oh, Alain de Botton is in here as well, in fact. After years of feeling that love was always out of reach, journalist Natasha Lunn set out to understand how relationships work and build over a lifetime. She turned to authors and experts to learn about their experiences, as well as drawing on her own, asking, how do we find love? How do we sustain it? And how do we survive when we lose it? In Conversations on Love, she began to find the answers. How good does that sound? And I also like that it's quite a holistic conversation about what love is, because it comes from lots of different perspectives and people from all different backgrounds and genders, so I think this is going to be very, very cool. I just wish publishers would stop would stop doing this to their books? Why is that part of the cover missing? I really wish publishing houses would stop doing that. I don't know. It's not for me. Anyways, this next book has been so hard to get my hands on. When I was living in Paris, this was sold out everywhere all the time, but this is Acts of Service, and it's described as radical, daring, and bracing. Eve has an adoring girlfriend, an impulsive streak, and a secret fear that she's wasting her brief youth with just one person. So one evening she posts some nudes online. This is how she meets Olivia, and through Olivia, the charismatic Nathan. Despite Eve's better instincts, the three soon begin a relationship, one that disturbs Eve as much as it enthralls her. Whoa, that was like throwing you in at the deep end, right? I see, damn. As each act of their affair unfolds across a cold and glittering New York, which is great, I love reading books about New York, Eve is forced to confront the questions that most consume her. What do we bring to sex? What does it reveal of ourselves and each other? And how do we reconcile what we want with what we think we should want? In the way that only great fiction can, Acts of Service takes between its teeth the contradictions written all over our ideas of sex and sexuality. At once juicy and intellectually challenging, sacred and profane, Lillian Fishman's riveting debut is bold, unabashed, and required reading of the most pleasurable sort. Oh man, I don't even know which one to prioritise because they all sound great. I think this is going to be filthy, and I can't wait. Next, the only other book that I bought in hardcover. I have to be really desperate to read something to buy it in hardcover before the paperback comes out, but this is Our Wives Under the Sea. It's by Julia Armfield, and I've heard only incredible things about this. Mary thinks she has got her wife back when Leah finally returns after a deep-sea mission that ended in catastrophe. It soon becomes clear, though, that Leah may have come back wrong. Whatever happened in that vessel, whatever it was they were supposed to be studying before they were stranded on the ocean floor, Leah has carried part of it with her, onto dry land and into their home. To have the woman she loves back should mean a return to normal life, but Mary can feel Leah slipping from her grasp. Memories of what they had before, the jokes they shared, the films they watched, all the small things that made Leah hers, only remind Mary of what she stands to lose. Living in the same space, but suddenly separate, Mary comes to realise that the life that they had might be gone. It's a study of falling in love, loss, grief, and what life there is in the deep, deep sea. You can see why I ordered these, right? You can see why I had to order this in hardcover, because I can't wait for the paperback to come out. I need to read it, like, literally right now. We then have this book. This is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I've read People We Meet on Vacation by the same author, and I thought it was pretty good. There were definitely, I didn't think it was perfect, but I thought it was a good romance. I enjoyed it, you know, and I've seen so much hype for this online, and I'm actually going to be reading this for my next TikTok/Book Talk video, where I'm going to read the most highly recommended books on Book Talk. And so obviously, this is on the list. One summer, two rivals, a plot twist they didn't see coming. Nora is a cutthroat literary agent at the top of her game. Her whole life is books. Charlie is an editor with a gift for creating bestsellers, and he's Nora's work nemesis. I sense enemies to lovers. It's like trope bingo when you read a romance blurb, but I really love that this is going to be all about books. Nora has been through enough breakups to know that she's the one men date before finding their happily ever after. To prevent another dating dud, Nora's sister persuades her to swap her city desk for a month's holiday in Sunshine Falls. It's a small town straight out of a romance novel. Well, would you look at that? That's very meta. But instead of meeting sexy lumberjacks, handsome doctors, or cute bartenders, Nora keeps bumping into ... Charlie. That was like a, it was ... Rebecca Vardy's account moment right there. But yeah, this is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. It's recommended by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Colleen Hoover, Ali Hazelwood, Casey McQuiston, the whole gang. And also, all of TikTok. Speaking of which, these are the other books that I bought for that video. Firstly, we have The Love Hypothesis, which is by Ali Hazelwood, as previously mentioned. This one even has a sticker that says the TikTok sensation, which I've never seen on a book before. The world is changing, huh? Damn, that's kind of crazy. When a fake relationship between scientists meets the irresistible force of attraction, it throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. As a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into this situation. Convincing Aunt that Olive is on her way to a happily ever after was always going to be tough. Scientists require proof. So, like any self-respecting woman, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. Olive is such a romance book name. Oh, and the male protagonist is called Adam. Perfect. Those are perfect romance book names. That man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor and well-known ass. Sure. Which is why Olive is positively flawed when he agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. But when a big science conference goes haywire and Adam surprises her again with his unyielding support, brackets, and his unyielding abs, classic, their little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion. Olive soon discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. First and foremost, I am here for the science puns. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did enjoy that. However, I really hate the fake dating trope, so we will see. I'm keeping an open mind. Always open-minded. Next we have Bunny. Bunny is another book I have seen all over my For You page, and it's going to be coming very soon to your subscription boxes with a review from me. We call them bunnies because that is what they call each other. Seriously, Bunny. Samantha is an outsider in her small, highly selective MFA program at Warren University. It's called Warren University. Stop. Isn't a warren like the rabbit tunnels? Right? I swear. Okay, I see what they're doing here. Is that even a real place? Oh, it is. Warren National University in Wyoming. There you go. In fact, she is utterly repelled by the rest of her fiction writing cohort, a clique of unbearably twee rich girls who call each other Bunny. That sounds about right, to be fair. But then the bunnies issue her with an invitation and Samantha finds herself inexplicably drawn to their front door, across the threshold, and down their rabbit hole. It's getting a little cliche, but I really want to give this a go. Blending sharp satire with fairy tale horror, Bunny is a spellbinding trip of a novel from one of fiction's most original new voices. Hilarious, hallucinogenic, freaky. Oh Bunny, you are so genius, says Margaret Atwood, and the New York Times calls it a wicked satire. Sign me up. And what do I have? Oh, 2 more books. This is A Certain Hunger. Now, I kind of do like this cover, but the US cover is so much nicer. It's like a painting of a woman holding fruit. But you know what? This'll do for now. It's described as irresistible, and this book is crazy. You have to read it. That, if you call a book crazy or unhinged, best believe I'm going to read it. So this is A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. From her idyllic farm-to-table childhood to the heights of her career as a food critic, Dorothy Daniels has never been shy about indulging her exquisite tastes, even when it led to her plunging an ice pick into her lover's neck. Huh? Say what now? Do you know, people always say that's the perfect weapon, right? An icicle, because it melts. All the evidence is gone. So I'm glad someone finally wrote a book about that. There is something inside Dorothy that she's finally ready to confess. But beware, her story just might make you wonder how your lover would taste sautéed with shallots and mushrooms and deglazed with a little red wine. What the fuck? That sounds horrific and depraved and deranged, and I can't wait. And finally, the last book of this haul is also food related. There's actually quite a few that are food related here. This is Pizza Girl. A blend of normal people and convenience store woman is how this is described. I saw that online, and like all of a sudden it was in my cart and it arrived at my door. So that sounds perfect. I don't even need to read anymore to know that I want to read this, but I will. I'll do it for you. So this says, 18 years old, pregnant and working as a pizza delivery girl, this dysfunctional character is deeply lost and in complete denial about it all. It's so sinister when the lighting like suddenly changes. The sun is really going in between the clouds right now. I'm so sorry about that. It looked really cool when I first started filming, but I don't know if that's like weird foreshadowing, like pathetic fallacy about the books. But anyway, her world is further upended when she becomes obsessed with Jenny, a stay-at-home mum new to the neighbourhood. Ooh, okay. This just got interesting. As one woman looks toward motherhood and the other toward middle age, the relationship between the two begins to blur in strange and ultimately heartbreaking ways. Witty and moving, a blistering slice of life with all the toppings, says the Irish Times. Cool, okay, so that's Pizza Girl. And I just knocked all of the books off the bed, which is really annoying, because I kind of wanted to hold them up and show you at the end of the video, so bear with me while I just pick these up. Let me know which one you would read first, because I'm going to need some help deciding, and also a massive shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. All the best, stay in touch, have a wonderful day, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye!